Thank you so much to the Navy Junior ROTC from Cabrillo. Our future is very bright in this nation. What a fine group of young men and women. I'd like to now invite forward Cheryl McKnight, board member for American Indian Changing Spirits, one of our longtime service providers and partners here at the Villages, who will be conducting a land acknowledgement.
Thank you, Brian, and thank you, Kimberly, for inviting me. Can anybody hear me? Okay, before I give the land honoring, just a word about why we do it. Most people don't know that LA County has the largest Native American population of any county in the country. It's an invisible population, and because of that, even though natives have the greatest disparities in health, education, financial poverty, they receive the least amount of funding or government support of any ethnicity in the country. Everyone thinks natives all have casinos and don't pay taxes, and it's very far from the truth. And so I have to say there's only one Native American residential treatment facility for substance abuse in all of Southern California, and it's us. And I also want you to know that the Villages of Cabrillo are the only ones that invited us in. So we've been here for 25 years, and we've made it our home. It's a place where we could practice our culture. We have a sweat lodge, and we have spiritual leaders. So I want to thank you, Brian, and Kimberly and the rest of y'all for caring about our Native people. So this is our land acknowledgement that was written by Jimmy Castillo, who has just passed 2 years ago, spiritual leader of the Tongva, also known as the Cabrillo. We acknowledge that the land on which we are gathered here today is the home and traditional land belonging to the Tongva Nation. Today, we come with respect and gratitude for the Tongva people who still consider themselves the caretakers of this land. And it is through their examples that we are reminded of our greater responsibility to take care of Mother Earth and to take care of each other. So today, to honor our winter solstice, there's sweat lodge going on right now over there. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Cheryl. It's an honor to have you as a partner here at the Villages. And with that, I am incredibly honored this morning to invite forward our founding and longtime board member, Carrie Hawkins. Carrie has an incredibly special history here at the Villages, and we welcome her to the stage this morning to provide a welcome.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us to celebrate this wonderful occasion of the grand opening of the Cove. Anyway, as Brian said, I've been here a long time, from the founding of the Villages in 1997, and so my heart is really here, and I'm so happy to be here with you today. For those of you who may not know, this 27 acres was formerly the housing for the Navy shipyard members who worked for the shipyards and the naval employees, and it was abandoned and shuttered in 1997. I'm sorry, I forget the year exactly that it was shuttered, but the property was abandoned, and in 1997 the property was deeded by the Department of Defense to the city of Long Beach, and then to Century Housing by a competitive process. And so that's when the transformation began. And so Judge Harry Pragerson, who some of you may know and remember, he was the instrumental person to create the image of and see the vision for Century Housing, just as he was with the Century Freeway litigation, which led to the creation of Century Housing. And that's why we're here and have been since all those many years. I remember walking this property with Judge Pragerson and walking through acres of tumbleweeds and absolutely devastated housing that had been vandalized and falling down carports. And look at it today. It's a neighborhood for 1,500 residents who live in safe and affordable housing. So this has been an exciting process. Nearly 3 decades of development has gone on here, and the Cove is probably our best representative of Century Housing. We like to call it our crown jewel. And so we're very excited that you're here to celebrate with us today. But this success isn't just about Century. It highlights the strength of partnerships. Today's opening would not be possible if it wasn't for the incredible collaboration and contributions of our partners, who many of them are here today. They're both from the public sector and the private sectors. Your resources, time and talents, have been invaluable, and we are truly grateful. I'd like to extend a special thanks to the City of Long Beach, a steadfast champion of the villages right from the beginning. We're especially grateful to Congressman Robert Garcia, who supported the Cove project while he was mayor of Long Beach. And then today, of course, our mayor, Rex Richardson, who's with us this morning, and we're so thankful for that. Thank you. And so before proceeding, there are a number of special acknowledgments I'd like to make. Is Louise Oliver here yet? Okay, she is also a board member of Century Housing and has worked with us from the beginning. And then we have Christopher Perez, Community Development and Deputy for Congressman Robert Garcia. And are you here? Great, welcome. And Gus Orozco, Veterans and Armed Services Deputy for Congressman Robert Garcia. Thank you for being here. And then we have some others that were added to our list of people we appreciate, and want to acknowledge. Former Congressman Alan Lowenthal, Assembly Member Josh Lowenthal from the 69th District, Council Member Megan Kerr from the 5th District, and now we'll move on to another very important part of the program. We are thrilled to welcome our current mayor of Long Beach, Rex Richardson, and I'd like you to join me.
All set.
Mayor Richardson, I have a few more words to say.
Oh, okay, all right. All right.
As the youngest and first Black mayor in our city's long history, Mayor Richardson has championed innovative solutions to address homelessness, and launched bold initiatives like the West Side Promise Challenge to revitalize the west side of Long Beach. Very good.
Very good.
His leadership has been instrumental in bringing supportive housing to developments like the Cove to fruition, demonstrating his commitment to ensuring all Long Beach residents have access to safe, stable, and affordable housing.
Perfect.
You have a great reputation.
Nailed it.
No stranger to a good challenge, Mayor Richardson has taken on some of the most critical challenges in our city, including homelessness, public safety, sustainability, and more. So thank you. We are grateful to the mayor that he's able to be with us this morning with this big schedule. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Let me help you now. Let me help you. Let's hear it for Carrie and the founders of this incredible organization who have made such a fantastic impact. Thank you. I'm a little bit taller, but that's okay. And as I pull up my notes, I was just here last week, right, Brian? Where's Brian? We were just here last week highlighting Century Village's Cabrillo as a national model. It was a recent study, a USC report, that said when you invest in public housing, guess what happens? Homelessness goes down. And so the report justified many new investments in the public housing and highlighting Century Village's Cabrillo as the model. So congratulations and thank you to all of you who've played a part in this housing project, but all of the incredible progress that you've made. And you've made a lot of progress, because if you've had some time to look at this social impact report, you've been busy. And I understand we're going to be opening up more stuff next year. So congratulations to you. I want to also just thank all the folks, all the partners that have joined hands to make this happen, particularly the folks in the city of Long Beach, Allison King in the health department, Christopher Kuntz in community development, Housing Authority, all the players that come together time and time again to make sure we have the layered funding, the capital stack, Long Beach Community Investment Corporation, make sure we have the resources that we need to make sure that we produce housing. And we are breaking records in Long Beach, record pace on housing production. In fact, all throughout 2024, we've broken housing and affordable housing and accessory dwelling unit entitlement and production records in the city of Long Beach. And right now, we have more than 2,500 units in construction across our entire city, representing $1 billion of investment in housing. That's what's currently in the pipeline right now in construction. And here's why it matters. This project, the Cove, represents a portion of that. That's 90 units for 89 veterans who they've stepped up for us. They've dedicated their lives and their service to us, and now we get to support them. They've had our backs, and now we get to have their backs. So let's hear it for all of our veterans and our veteran residents here at the Cove. That's right, we have your back. And I'll also say, just hearing Carrie tell a story, that, it's only been about 30 years? It's only been about 30 years. This is incredible growth. There are 2,000 residents here at Century Village's Cabrillo, about 400 staff, 400 staff, right? And within that residence is families, is children who are here too. Now, here's why that, here's what I compare that to. I moved to California from a very small town in Alabama. On a Greyhound bus, it was my mom, myself, my little brother, and my sister who's a year older than me. And when we moved here from a town that had 1,500 people in it, in the whole town. This place, over the last 30 years, represents a bigger town than where I'm from. That's what you've been able to do through the spirit of partnership. So it's a real village. You have created a real village. And we know that we have to organize for public good. We know that veterans are some of our most vulnerable populations, most challenging populations to house, but this is a municipal miracle what's happened here with our veterans. And so we know when we work together, when we partner, there's no challenge we can't overcome. And so we know the Cove now provides residents, veteran residents, with safe, affordable places that they can call home. They have access to an extensive network of resources that are here at the village. And this project is one of many new affordable housing projects. It seems like every few weeks we're breaking ground or cutting ribbon, and all of us are coming back together. So I'm always sitting next to our senator and our council members and our folks from the county and the state, and just making sure that we're doing our part in the region. And that's why we're all here, because we believe in building housing. We understand the power of it. It creates good quality jobs when we build housing. It creates opportunities for people to live with dignity in our community. And we're investing in the city that we all love, the great city of Long Beach. And so let's continue to build these partnerships. Let's continue to build housing. Let's have more groundbreakings and ribbon cuttings and more celebrations, because every time we do this, we are making a meaningful difference in the lives of the families in our community. So thank you so much, and it's my honor to introduce up our next speaker, our state senator, Lena Gonzalez.
All right, good morning, everybody. It's so nice to be back home. I will tell you, as the granddaughter, as the niece, and as a cousin of veterans, it's so incredible to see this in my own hometown, to see what we're doing for veterans here in Long Beach, but also for the state of California. And as many of you may know, California is home to nearly 2 million veterans, the largest in the United States. And today, 1/3 of the nation's unhoused veterans are in California, with between 10,000 to 12,000 veterans that are unhoused currently in the Golden State. And I know, as the mayor mentioned, we can all agree that those folks that literally gave their lives on the line, our state and nation's heroes, deserve the utmost respect when it comes to affordable and safe housing, and when it comes to the appropriate resources needed. The Cove and the collaborative efforts of multi-level of government support, as well as the Century Housing, who's been doing this for so very long. Even when I was on the city council, I couldn't believe the incredible work being done. The state and federal partners, and yes, the city of Long Beach, led by our incredible departments, have all the right solutions to ensure that we get folks housed, and especially our California veterans. And as you all know, just this past year, we passed, barely, but we passed Proposition 1 that provides over $6 billion and will vow to provide $6 billion for our state's unhoused, especially with a call out to California veterans and in coordination with CalVets. In addition, an over $4 billion allotment for mental health care and substance abuse treatment. We know that the California legislature has even more work to do with you. In fact, there are about 5 state senators that currently call themselves veterans that have valiantly fought for our country. And what they're going to do in the next year is what you'll be excited to know is they're going to create a veterans caucus, because they want to uplift veterans, not just in the state legislature, but all of us across California. And not just veterans, but their families as well. And these 90 units are not just units, they are families, they are stories, they are folks that we are bringing back inside to ensure that California knows that we love them very much. So with that, thank you for your continued work, and I look forward to working with you in the future. With that, I have my distinct honor as well to invite up the newest vice mayor of the city of Long Beach, that is Roberto Uranga.
Good morning, buenos dias. Thank you, Nina, for that wonderful introduction, and I'm glad that you and I are both vertically challenged. We're the same, didn't have to adjust it. Welcome to the 7th District. This is the home of Cabrillo, villages in Cabrillo, 7th District. I've been coming here for at least 20 years, ever since I was elected and served as a member of the Board of Trustees at Long Beach City College. And I'm glad to know that City College has a presence here in the villages, providing much needed advice and counseling for those who wish to continue their education. So I'm very proud of that, as well as now as a council member and now as vice mayor, I'm able to expand that welcoming of you to come to Long Beach, to come to the villages and enjoy the amenities that we have to offer here. More importantly, the amenities we offer for our veterans are unhoused, for people who desperately need to be here. I'm not as youthful as I used to be. Gravity is taking over a little bit. You guys will be where I'm at, eventually. But let's say eventually, later on down the line. But in the long run, we do house, has been said, about 1,600 people here in the villages. It's a village within itself. Rex, he likes to pretend he's a big time mayor of a big city. He's a little old town boy from 1,600 people. Come on, Rex. You know you're proud. You know you love being here, because it is a small facet of a greater opportunity, of a greater community that is Long Beach, and that's where I'm very proud of Long Beach and what it's done with the villages of Cabrillo to be able to provide these services. I have notes here to provide a lot of information, but Rex has done such a great job. Lita did a great job. I don't want to repeat a lot of the stuff that you've already gotten, because the only thing that I can tell you is that I speak from the heart. And my heart is that every time I come here, it's something new, something amazing, something that is wonderful for Long Beach, especially when it comes to the 7th District. And I'm so proud to be the representative, to be here, and to welcome you to Long Beach, to welcome you to the 7th District, and more importantly, to welcome you here to the villages of Cabrillo. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time for being here this morning, and I'm looking forward to ribbon cutting. Thank you, ma'am. Minor detail. Our next speaker is Ivan Melgarejo, who is going to be talking a little bit more about the village of Cabrillo. Thank you, Eva. Sorry about that. Yeah. If I can help others.
There we go. Wonderful. Well, good morning, buenos dias. My name is Eva Melgarejo. I am the Board of Directors Vice Chair for the Long Beach Community Investment Company here in Long Beach. On behalf of the Long Beach Community Investment Company, I would like to extend our sincere gratitude and excitement to be here at the grand opening of the Cove. Known simply as the LBCIC, we are a nonprofit affiliate created by the City of Long Beach to help address the increased housing availability and affordability in Long Beach. We do this by providing funding support to developers and other partner agencies for the development of new affordable housing, ongoing maintenance, and rehabilitation of existing projects, and a number of other neighborhood revitalization services. For the Cove, the LBCIC awarded Century Affordable Development Incorporated $4 million in Home Investment Partnership Program funds for the development of the project. The LBCIC's strong partnership with Century Affordable Development is apparent in the successful housing projects in the Long Beach area that we've completed in the past. These projects include Family Commons at Cabrillo, Anchor Place, The Beacon, and Beachwood Apartments. It is very exciting to stand near this beautiful new building that is going to help so many veterans with stable housing and supportive services. I would like to thank Mayor Richardson for his leadership and for all that you do to support the creation, construction, and completion of new affordable housing developments in Long Beach. Thank you also to Councilmember Uranga for your commitment in improving the 7th District and the city as a whole. And of course, I extend my sincere appreciation to Century Affordable Development for what has proven to be such a rewarding partnership. And finally, if I may, I would like to thank the Community Development Department, Christopher Kuntz, Megan Sorensen, and Silvia Medina, and the rest of the city staff who helped Century make this project possible. Without further ado, I would like to welcome my dear friend and my sister from Leadership Long Beach, Kim Wee. She's the executive director here at Century Villages at Cabrillo.
Thank you. Thank you, Ava. Actually, that was quite a surprise. It was one of the first persons I talked to in Leadership Long Beach 2020, so really special to see her and really special to be here. So as you said, my name is Kim Wee. I'm the executive director here at Century Villages at Cabrillo. And I don't know about you, but I kind of heard the mayor say that if there's a town of 1,600 people, there's probably a mayor. So maybe I'm the mayor of the villages? I'm the unofficial mayor of the villages at Cabrillo. So I think, and that's a title I'm really proud to hold, actually. I have worked here for almost 25 years. I have watched this place grow from, as Carrie mentioned, literal tumbleweeds that were still here when I started in 2000 and grow into this wonderful community. Yeah, we have 1,500 people here on any given day, over 2,000 in the course of the year, because we still do have a continuum of care here at the villages, starting with emergency shelter, transitional programs, a lot like what Cheryl talked about, and finally permanent supportive housing. And I think having that continuum and having that constant support from not only the city, but also our partners and our staff over the years has really built this, this place that we didn't know what it would be. I mean, Century had a vision. We're glad that they had the vision through the dilapidated buildings and all of those things, and they saw a community and a neighborhood, and that's really what we are. We are a very special community. I'm so proud to be here, and I'm proud to represent the villages at Cabrillo, and I'm glad to be here and finally see the Cove opening, because one of the other jobs of being the executive director is to handle all the complaints about noise and parking related to construction. So I'm really glad to see this building open today. But one of the other hats that I wear is I oversee the Oasis Residential Services team. That's a Century's residential services division that provides services to a lot of the permanent supportive housing programs here, but also off-site that Century manages. And so my team has grown from just a couple of us to over 20 now. I can't even count, but I'm so proud to oversee the Oasis team, and what we do is so important, and what our partners do is so important to the residents. We help bring residents from the street to housing and get them settled and make them feel at home here and be in this dignified housing. And we're here to support them. They do all the work and we give them all the credit, but we're always going to have their back. And some of my team are here. The team that is working in the Cove is special. We're veterans and veterans of the villages, some of them veterans of the United States military. They work together with VASH and our property management team to really create a wonderful place for our residents. And it is my honor to introduce one of those residents that moved in just about a month ago. And his name is Jason Smith. He's a United States Army veteran, and he's one of the newest Cove residents, and we want to welcome him to the stage. So welcome, Jason.
I'm not nervous. How's everyone doing today? Well, peace, greetings, and good day to all. Today is a great day to be alive and a perfect day to live. I'd like to spend some time, if y'all don't mind, for a little story time while I have it on my mind. That actually rhymes. Technically, it's a monorhyme, but we're not word nerds right now. But sometimes that's how life works out. The universe just works itself out and things just come full circle. But here's a short story. Legend has it that 1 year ago, in Southern California, a mother gave birth to a son who would later become Sergeant Smith in the United States Army. In 2012, after 7 years of service, he received an honorable discharge and began to live life in Atlanta, Georgia. And life was good until life started lifing. In 2017, he lost his job as a mechanic and would soon be without a home. He began couch surfing with friends, renting rooms, and there was even a time where he lived in his vehicle while working a full-time job. And then COVID, and we all know how that went. In 2021, he returned home to Southern California, this time Long Beach. He couch surfed with family while working at a construction warehouse, and that warehouse supplied equipment for this very building that will later be called the Cove. Fast forward, January 2024, he loses that job at the warehouse and then checks into U.S. Vets in February. After 9 months in that transitional housing program, Sergeant Smith now has a place to call home in this very building, now called the Cove. And sometimes that's how life works out. The universe just works itself out and things come full circle. Now, I don't know if anyone here can relate to Sergeant Smith's story, but I know I can. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Oscar Alvarado, Director of Real Estate Development here with Century Housing. I've had the pleasure of leading our real estate development team for the last 10 years at Century. Going back 10 years ago when the entirety of the team was Brian and myself, to now where we have a team of 10 professionals and we are able to do big impactful work here at Century Villages and beyond. So we're responsible for all the phase development here, including the noise and dust that sometimes gets on our residents' nerves. And we do our best to work with Kim and her team to mitigate that. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing Allison King, Director of the Long Beach Health and Human Services Department. Prior to her role at Health and Human Services, Allison led the Housing Authority, and we worked very closely with her. The work that her team does here in Long Beach is invaluable to our work. It really brings coordination to what we do, brings us together, and assures that we can provide the best outcomes for the residents and the stakeholders in the city. Help me welcome Allison.
Good morning, good morning. I'm thrilled to be here. I remember that day that we sat in my office over on 4th Street at that time at the Housing Authority, talking about how this would come to fruition. And here we are, full circle, Sergeant Smith, actually dedicating this place so that folks like you have a place to live. I'm very grateful for all of you. I want to thank our mayor, Senator Gonzalez, our council member, Uranga, my partner, Emilio Salas, at the Los Angeles County Development Authority. Housing is just so very, very important. And it's transformative when we can open up developments such as these to allow persons to pay a rent that they can actually afford. And so we are grateful as the Department of Health and Human Services, in which the Housing Authority sits, that this milestone is possible thanks to all of those partnerships. According to the latest data, we have over 3,000 persons in our city each night that are experiencing homelessness, and over half of those people are actually unsheltered. So we're grateful to have this project. It's critical to reducing those numbers, and we look forward to so much more. The Housing Authority has committed 60 vouchers to this program, and we look forward to probably spending about $1.25 million in subsidy each year over the next 20 years of this first contractual obligation. So as we move forward, we look very much into creating other opportunities. I want to thank Anna Topolewski, our bureau manager at the Housing Authority, who has helped bring this project into the lease-up stage where folks actually are here being housed. And we are your partner today and tomorrow. Congratulations, Century.
Next, I'd like to welcome up to the stage Paul Buckland, Managing Director for Community Lending and Investment at Wells Fargo. Over the last 10 years, Wells has become our go-to financial partner took a quick glance at it yesterday, and I think this is our 10th project that we've done together. And with the support of Paul and his team in the form of providing tax credit equity and construction lending to our projects, we've together developed about 900 affordable homes, and we look forward to developing much more with Wells. So help me welcome Paul.
Good morning, everyone. I don't know why when I start a speech, I always name when I know I'm introduced. I'm usually the last speaker, but don't underestimate the power of complaint to be moved up the level. We're here to celebrate 90 units for veterans at the Cove. Wells Fargo is invested on the construction side as a construction lender and equity. I won't bore you with the numbers. Century is also the developer, as you know, but they are also the perm lender. These deals are very complicated, and on this transaction, there is at least 4 levels of soft debt, 2 different tax credits, federal tax credits that Wells has bought, and also state credits, certificated tax credits, just to make things more complicated. To top all this off, again, Century is the perm lender, and I've heard that they're very tough on operating expenses, so we'll look forward to underwriting the perm loan with Century. I'd also like to thank Brian. Brian and I started in this business when we were teenagers, and we've done many deals together. As Oscar mentioned, I remember before Oscar when it was just Brian and myself underwriting deals. So we've come a long way, Brian. Kudos to you. You've really been a good partner. Your staff is very sophisticated. It takes very intelligent people to put these type of transactions together. I'd also like to thank Chris Larkin. He's no longer with Century, but he did a good job on this project. I think he's in Europe vacationing. Also like to thank Oscar. Been in the business with you many years. Even prior to Century, Oscar was at another development company, which I have a long-standing relationship with, and Oscar has been always great to work with, super smart in the industry, and really appreciate it. That is really my kind of investment banking speech, but I always like to give some type of personal note on my feelings of affordable housing. I've been in the business since 1995, when the credit first started. And those days, the partnership was about 25 pages long. There may have been one tax credit council. There wasn't 7 different councils. The bond calls didn't have 45 people on them. This business has become so sophisticated. But from a personal note, I'm a component of Housing First. And this is not the opinion of Wells Fargo, but I think social services without housing, I just don't think it works. On another personal note, and the homelessness in our country, you can become very desensitized to it. I live in Irvine. The average sale price of a house is probably over $1 million. We have homeless people in our community, and one lady sits at our bus stop every single day. I pass that lady every day. People who are sitting at the bus stop won't even sit on the bench with her. The other day, she waved to me. Wow, did that become real for me? I need to do something. I mean, what do we do? And I think as my business career in affordable housing and seeing what Century does, it does make it all worthwhile. So thank you very much, Century. Brian and the gang, great job on this project, and we look to do more in the future. Thank you.
All right. Next, we'd like to welcome to the podium Jeanette Christian, Supervisor Deputy representing the Office of County Supervisor Janice Hahn. We've worked with Jeanette for some time, including when she was working with Senator Dianne Feinstein on housing and homelessness issues. We're very thankful to the supervisor for all of her support that how supportive she is of our work here at the Villages and beyond. So help me welcome Jeanette.
Good morning, Long Beach. I was going to say the first time I toured, I actually think I was also pregnant, so that was like 7 years ago. So it's really nice to, it kind of feels another full circle that this child gets to experience the loveliness that is the Cove and Century Villages. My name is Jeanette Christian. I'm here on behalf of LA County Supervisor Janice Hahn, who couldn't be here today. And it's really an honor to be here for the grand opening of the Cove, a significant milestone for the continued partnership of the city and the county for providing affordable housing for all. I want to extend my heartfelt congratulations to developer Century Housing and all the partners and residents for this beautiful community. We know that Century Villages, and you've seen it many times, it's been said, is not just a collection of buildings. It's really a place of hope and stability and a brighter future for all. Supervisor Hahn has always been committed to expanding affordable housing across the county and the region. So with projects like the Cove, the county was able, through LACDA, to provide $7.1 million in funding. This opening makes us one step closer to solving the housing crisis and ensuring that everyone in the county, regardless of income, can find a place to call home. So now I want to welcome the new residents. Jason, welcome to your new home, and we look forward to seeing you thrive in this place. And it's my distinct honor to welcome a veteran, a affordable housing champion, and the person who brought that $7.1 million to this project, Executive Director of LACDA, Emilio Salas.
Good morning, everyone. I too want to thank and congratulate all of the partners here. We've had a long-standing relationship with the City of Long Beach. Mayor Richardson, we've been at many of these events. Really want to congratulate also and thank my partner in crime, Allison King. Connor Locke, who sits on our Housing Advisory Committee. I saw him earlier. Also our county family, Jeanette Christian, Latina from the Department of Mental Health. It really does take all of these partners to make something like this happen. I really want to say a special word of thanks to former Congressman Lowenthal, who was a huge supporter, always. I remember you coming out to Carmelitos, giving out backpacks, and every time we went up to DC, you were always a champion for affordable housing. So I really want to thank you, sir, for that. Also with Century, we've got a couple of more developments coming up, including something, we've got some also on the West LAVA campus, so we're really excited about that. I want to thank my team, Malvina Rincon and Angelique Liu, who really are incredibly busy. You know, I was talking to Allison earlier about how we just entered the first quarter of the federal fiscal year, and we are already in a shortfall position, meaning we are going to spend every last dollar, every last federal dollar. And that's, you know, kind of gloom and doom, but when you look at what happened with just Measure A, the establishment of La Casa, there is another funding resource on the way. So I'm really excited about that opportunity. So we know that there are a lot of developments coming in the future. I really also want to thank our speaker, the resident here. Sergeant, you are amazing. You are the reason when I hear, you know, words like that, it really, really reminds us of why we do what we do. As a fellow Army veteran myself, you represented us proud. Thank you so much for your service, and thank you for your words of wisdom. Finally, I just want to say that, you know, we pride ourselves in trying to provide technical assistance in the county to other smaller housing authorities. We are the conveners. We try to provide best practices. We have a lot to learn from the city of Long Beach. We really, really do. This city is an amazing city as it relates to affordable housing. I just received a letter last week from a mayor in another city in the San Gabriel Valley about another development that we have, a by right development that should sail right through, but there's a lot of opposition. This is coming from, not ashamed to say, from the city of Arcadia. We've had challenges in the city of Laverne and San Dimas, right? These are high resource communities, and we need to have affordable housing in every single community, every single community. So Mayor Richardson, I think all of them have a lot to learn from your leadership, from this city, and from the folks that work here in the city of Long Beach. Thank you all for your leadership, and thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. Next, I want to welcome our great partner at the Department of Mental Health, Latina Jackson, Deputy Director.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Such a beautiful day today, right? It's like just gorgeous, just gorgeous. I was actually sitting and watching, I'm a very spiritual person, and I'm always aware of what's happening in nature around me. And I noticed there was hummingbirds just back and forth buzzing very aggressively to the left of me. And hummingbirds are a symbol of, from a spiritual standpoint, a symbol of love and harmony and healing. And they represent the ancestors watching over us. So that's what this day is all about today. I am honored to be here today for this incredible milestone, the grand opening of the Cove. I'd like to begin by acknowledging and thanking our partners who have made this development possible. Your unwavering commitment and collaboration have been instrumental in bringing this vision to life. As we are here today, I want to take a moment to honor the veterans in our community. Sergeant Smith, thank you so much for your story. Touched all of our hearts, I am sure. Veterans have given so much to the service of our country, and it's our duty to ensure that they have the support that they need when they return home. Unfortunately, many veterans face unique challenges, including mental health struggles, homelessness, and barriers to accessing care. That's why developments like the Cove are so vital. They provide not only a place to live, but also a place to heal and to thrive. Housing is so much more than a roof over one's heads. It is the foundation of stability, recovery, and well-being. At the Cove, we are not just addressing housing insecurity, we're addressing critical mental health needs in our veteran community. Through the partnership with Los Angeles County Department of Mental Health, we're ensuring that residents have access to the resources, counseling, and peer support they need to rebuild their lives. I've seen firsthand how access to mental health services in a supportive environment can transform lives. And I know the Cove will be a beacon of hope for those who have served the country. Today, we celebrate the Cove as a significant addition to the Century Villages at Cabrillo. As we talked about earlier, just incredible 27-year legacy of those in need. With the 90 high-quality studio apartments and on-site supportive services, the Cove represents a compassionate and forward-thinking approach to housing. It's not just a building, it's a community and a place where veterans can find stability, dignity, and connection. This achievement is a testament to the power of collaboration. When public and private sectors come together, we can tackle even the most pressing challenges of our day, whether it is housing insecurity or mental health care. I'm deeply grateful for the partnership of so many individuals and organizations who have worked tirelessly to make this vision a reality. Looking ahead, we are filled with hope for residents who will call the Cove home. This place where they can find peace, build a sense of belonging, and take the next steps towards their goals. Let us use today's celebration as a reminder of the work we still need to do. Together, we can continue to create spaces like the Cove, where veterans and others in need can find the support they deserve. Just on a personal note, I am the daughter of a veteran of the Korean War. My father was on the front lines of the war, and I am deeply aware of the sacrifice and the gifts and the consequences that come with military service, not only to the military member themselves, but also to the families that they serve. Seeing how veterans' lives can be transformed when given the resources and opportunities they need like my father received, inspires me to do the work that I do every day at the Department of Mental Health. And I am just so appreciative of this incredible, incredible project. Thank you to Century City Housing Development and all our partners in the dedication to this mission. Congratulations on this remarkable achievement. And to everyone here today, thank you for your support, and let's continue to work together to create a community where no one is left behind. Thank you. And now, please join me in welcoming to the stage Dr. Usha Subramanian, Deputy Chief of Staff at the VA Long Beach Healthcare System. Welcome.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Ms. Jackson, for the welcome. I'm here representing our VA Long Beach, and I know the mayor, the senator, and every one of you has acknowledged veterans, but if I could take a minute to ask our veterans in the audience to please stand up if you can, or raise your hand. I really thank you for your service. I am so pleased to be here among such an incredible group of people who have worked so hard to make this day possible. So while our work here will remain unfinished until every single veteran is housed, we have made such significant progress in reducing veteran homelessness. And today's grand opening is an important milestone in that effort. So since VA Veterans Affairs Secretary Shinseki charged the VA and our country more broadly to end veteran homelessness, the number of veterans experiencing homelessness has declined by more than 55%. Yes. And here in Long Beach, we are seeing the results of the community's efforts, including the new housing developments like we have one today. And in 2024, the number of unhoused veterans decreased by 20%, so a fifth of homelessness reduced this past year. And I'm pleased to share that VA Long Beach has helped house more than 2,000 veterans and actively provides casework support for them. And we are so honored to be a part of this community along with the other important partners like US Vets, and to provide a range of supportive services, including case management and facilitating access to local services and on-site programs to address social, emotional, educational, and economic needs of residents. We are also proud to house one of our community-based outpatient clinics, this C-Box as we call it in the VA, just down the street here. It offers a wide range of health services, including mental health, primary care, social work, and lab services. And today's opening will mark a new beginning for its residents, providing not only shelter, but also hope, care, and opportunity. To the veterans who will call this home, know that we value you and we value your service. And we are committed to providing you with the quality care you have earned and deserve. This is your home and a place where your stories are honored, your sacrifices remembered, and your future supported. To everyone who made this possible, a big thank you. And together, we are not just opening a building, we are opening the door to new beginnings and brighter futures for our heroes. So let us continue to work together, hand in hand, to ensure that no veteran is left behind. And on a personal note, I joined the VA right out of fellowship, and this is my 25th year, and I chose to make this my career. So it's you veterans that inspired me to do so, so thank you. And now, please join me in welcoming to the stage Ms. Devlin Rhodes-Johnson, who's the project manager for Community Planning and Development, U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development.
Good morning, everyone. Very beautiful day today. So excited to be here. Again, my name is Devlin Rhodes Johnson, and I'm a program manager with the Los Angeles HUD CPD field office. On behalf of our HUD CPD Regional Director, Rufus Washington, and Acting CPD Director, Chin Woo Choi, I would like to thank the mayor, thank the City of Long Beach, and all of the partners for this opportunity to allow HUD to be a partner in the development of the Cove. The Cove is a great affordable housing addition to the community of Century Villages at Cabrillo. With all of the existing amenities on this campus, coupled with supportive services, permanent supportive housing, program housing, the Cove only enhances this dynamic community. The City of Long Beach partially funded the Cove using HUD's Home Investment Partnership program. HOME is our largest federal block grant to state and local governments, designed exclusively to create affordable housing for rent or homeownership, or providing direct rental assistance to low-income households. The Cove is a prime example and testament of the importance of the HOME program and its mission of providing affordable housing. So again, congratulations to the City of Long Beach and for the addition of the Cove to the veteran community. Thank you.
Thank you, Devlin. Well, this brings us to the end of our program. Thank you for bearing with us. We have so many speakers, so many partners make this possible. But before moving on to our ribbon cutting, I just wanted to share a brief thought. You know, there's something really special and unique about opening these homes and these doors during the holiday season. It's that time of year when we're reminded of that ancient story. Travelers, lonesome travelers, seeking shelter on a cold night, searching and hoping for that room at the inn. And that story has echoed throughout the many, many centuries because it touches on something that is deeply human within all of us. The need for respite, the need for warmth, the need for shelter, for a home. Here at the Villages, we have always tried to leave the light on for our community. And today with the Cove, we're extending that welcome specifically to our veterans, to our heroes like Sergeant Smith, the men and women who have carried our flag across oceans, deserts, mountains. They've served far, they've traveled, they've battled courageously to ensure our freedoms, and now it is our privilege to say to each and every one of them, there is room at this inn, welcome home. And so I just have a few more thank yous, so please bear with me. To our many friends at the city, many of them have been acknowledged. I just want to say again, Christopher Kuntz, Megan Sorensen, Anita Hujol Garcia, Sylvia Medina, Allison King, Anna Topolewski, Margaret Madden, Paul Duncan, Connor Locke, so many others. I have not touched on all of them, but thank you. To our trusted GC at Walton Construction, our project architects at the Architects Collective, our civil engineer, Ardura, MJS Landscapes, our landscape architect, our interior designer, Eileen Ainel, and our longtime construction manager who has just retired, Linda Mell. Thank you, Linda. We have an amazing team. Oscar talked about them at Century, the project management and the lending team. Chris and Kyle, who have moved on and are doing well. Victor and Oscar. To our lending colleagues at Century that I think are here, Josh, Nick, Karen, the other Karen. To our property management team and our residential services teams. These include Marissa, Heather, Maxine, Abigail, Ariel, Melissa, Kim, Jaylene, Kara, Brian. I mean, I could keep naming our colleagues. We have this amazing events team that put on today, Andrea, Cindy, Bartek, Sarah. You know, what it takes to pull this off, to build these buildings, to organize events like this, it's nothing short of spectacular. Some might say a Christmas miracle. And, you know, this team and all of our partners, you all do it with conviction, with compassion, with tenacity. And I just want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all of you. And so with that, we will conclude our official ceremony. We will move to our ribbon cutting. So I'd like to invite all of our speakers to the back here. Andrea will be directing traffic, and we will take nice photos in the back. Thank you so much, and happy holidays.
3, 2, 1.